Red Bull revealed their 2022 car, the RB18, which they hope will lead both of their drivers to the title once again, and yet somehow they didn't. Although we got a glimpse of sort of their brand new livery and a new title sponsor for the season, it became very obvious very quickly that not only is this not their car, and not even an early model of their 2022 car, it's literally just a Red Bull livery on a show car that Formula 1 made back in 2021. But why are the teams hiding so much from us, and more importantly, should the teams be allowed to basically completely not show their car in any form and use a model that isn't even made by them? Now, let's break down what we actually got from Red Bull. As far as the actual car itself, I think I, along with many other people, probably thought that there was something a bit strange about it from the moment the images were released. To me personally, the first thing that really popped into my head is that it looked great, but it was a little bit too perfect, too neat, and it almost looked too close to the concepts that we've seen before in terms of the shape of the car. Whenever we get big aero changes like in 2014 and 2017, in the lead up we always see cool renders and livery concepts, and for these 2022 changes, even Formula 1 went full steam ahead and created a full-size show car. But we always know that whilst the models and livery concepts are cool, F1 teams are not trying to create the most beautiful interpretation of the rules, they're going to try to bend and twist the rules as much as they can to create the fastest interpretation. And a good example of this, of course, was in 2014, where the cars definitely were not beautiful. The point I'm trying to make is that we have seen for well over a year now really imaginative and really good looking interpretations of the 2022 rules by fans and creators, but we know the cars are not going to look as cool as that because once those clever engineers get in there, all they care about is performance. So that's why when I saw the 2022 RB18, it just looked too perfect. There was no way that this was an Adrian Newey designed F1 car. It didn't take long for the internet to hunt down exactly what the supposed RB18 was, and whilst it was similar to the show car that F1 unveiled at Silverstone in 2021, what it actually is a more recent show car that has been in the Formula 1 offices as part of their various promotional activities, but that's been around as early as September of 2021. Although these two pictures are from slightly different perspectives, the nose is exactly the same shape and size, all of the suspension arms and their configurations are identical, and even down to the shape of the airbox. Everything is identical, and although I don't know the answer, I do wonder if these two cars on the screen are literally the same model that Red Bull just bought from Formula 1 to show their livery for their 2022 launch. Even if we take a look at the 2022 Haas, for example, even though it is an early render and even though they're still hiding plenty from us, I'm sure, you can see that it's their design, because both the front nose and even the side pods look weird and unique, and I mean that in a good way. They look like a designer has built them for performance and not for looks, which is exactly what F1 is about. Now, Formula 1 teams hiding things is nothing new. I mean, even when Mercedes launched their 2021 car, the W12, after the brand new floor and barge board changes came in for that season, even though they did show their 2021 car, they replaced their actual floor with just a flat piece of carbon fiber, and actually during the launch, James Allison was very open and very honest with them hiding their actual floor design.
Successful car. The bit we're not showing you...
What's going on here? You're covering something there.
The bit we're not showing you is down along the edge of the floor. That area is the area that was most affected by the new regulations. And down there's a bunch of aerodynamic detail that we are not quite ready to release to the world. Not because it's not there, but because we don't want our competitors to see it. We don't want them starting to try and put similar things in their wind tunnels. Just buys us a couple of weeks extra.
So again, this is nothing new. Even Racing Point in their final year before they became Aston Martin, this was the season where they had the controversial pink Mercedes, but during their 2020 launch, they just showed their 2020 livery on their 2019 car, and it was only during the first day of pre-season testing where the pink Mercedes was revealed, and we finally knew why they wanted to keep it a big secret. What stands out, however, about the Red Bull launch is that they're not hiding details but still launching their 2022 car, and they're not using an older Red Bull but with a brand new 2022 livery. They're literally using a chassis that's basically a model that will never be used and that's not built for racing, but more than that, it's not even built by them. Now, I don't want to make it out as if that's a really bad thing and I'm having a go at Red Bull, because at the end of the day, these launch events are more for the fans and they're more for building and generating hype and helping their commercial partners get more exposure. It's all about the commercial benefits, and even in the case of Red Bull, who announced Oracle as their brand new title sponsor for the next 5 years, it's mission accomplished. They've got the spotlight on their brand new commercial partner and not on their secretive 2022 car, which hopefully will lead them to back-to-back titles. My only question about this is more to do with the fact that when you call this an official launch of the 2022 Red Bull RB18, and when you base your entire marketing campaign around showing us the quote-unquote RB18, but then you come out with a chassis that is not the RB18 and not even designed by you, morally, should the teams have almost an obligation to more accurately call these launch events just livery launches? I'm so hyped for 2022 that even if the team did admit that they won't show the RB18 at all, but instead show their 2022 livery on a concept model, I'd still watch. But then again, morals and F1 don't exactly go together, and on the commercial side, you want to tell the world that this is your new car with your brand new sponsors, and saying otherwise probably wouldn't get as much exposure and engagement for the team. Anyway, in terms of the livery and my quick thoughts, look, I am a self-confessed fan of the matte Red Bull livery, and I know that technically this is the same livery concept that they've had since 2016. And guess what? I'm still a fan of it now in 2022, and quite honestly, I'm not even mad that they still haven't changed it. In fact, on this kind of Red Bull RB18, I think it looks even better. Of course, it would have been cool to maybe see a few more subtle changes, and there are a few specific changes like the red outline on the wheels, which I can't wait to see on the track. But if you liked the livery before, like me, I think you'll be happy, and if you didn't and are bored of this livery, then I totally understand your frustration. Everyone has a different taste, and that's cool, but still, let me know what you think about their new livery. Apart from all of the chassis talk and the reveal of them continuing to run their normal livery, there are two major changes. Firstly, we will see the world champion Max Verstappen run the number 1 on his brand new car for the very first time since Sebastian Vettel decided to use it back in 2014. Now, we did also see Lewis run it once at the end of 2019 during practice in Abu Dhabi. Now, he already sealed the title by then and it was really cool to see him use it, but Lewis has a connection to the number 44 and that's why he never chose to run the number 1. But I must say, it will be very cool to see the number 1 back on the grid on the world champion's car, and there's no doubt that win or lose, Verstappen will definitely do it justice. The second big announcement, and easily the most important, was the announcement of Red Bull's title sponsorship with Oracle. Now, this is a very big deal. The Oracle logo is now the dominant logo on the car and has replaced the Honda logo on the rear wing, but more than anything else, the deal is worth an estimated $100 million a year with a 5-year contract. This makes Oracle immediately the biggest ever title sponsor in Formula 1 history, vastly eclipsing even the likes of Philip Morris, who were longtime sponsors with Ferrari with Marlboro. This bit of business by Red Bull is nothing short of sensational, and it just puts into perspective how important it was for Max to clinch the world title for Red Bull in 2021. I'm not saying that it wouldn't have happened anyway because no one knows the specifics of the deal and when this became a title sponsorship, but being world champions, even if they didn't win the constructors, is still an amazing bargaining chip. The most important figures are that over the next 5 years, this means that Oracle will give Red Bull $500 million in sponsorship money, which is just insane. But now with the cost cap being at $140 million for 2022, this means that Red Bull theoretically, just like that, have already secured over 70% of their budget for the next 5 years. Once again, it's sensational business by Red Bull, and they've, financially at least, secured their future as a top team with plenty of room still to grow going forward. At least off the track, metaphorically speaking, Red Bull, in my opinion, have already secured their first win in 2022, and more than anything else, it's great to see companies like this have this kind of faith in Formula 1 and its future. Well, there you have it, another video wrapped up. If you did enjoy this one, then don't forget to smash that subscribe button to support the channel, and of course, let me know all of your thoughts in the comments box below. Anyway, I will see you in the next one.